so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 70. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon, and I am joined, as always, live from Qatar by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
What's going on, boys?
Now,
And females.
Tanner, it sounds like at best you're in the middle of a Warzone in Fallujah.
Does it? That's crazy.
Read a book. So what the fuck am I listening to? What am I hearing right now?
What? It doesn't sound like my Shure SM7B or what?
Not quite. No, it does
Okay.
not quite sound that good. No.
Yeah. So, podcast listeners, sorry. You're probably going to want to kill yourself in game after you hear my audio. My floors are getting done. They're almost done with the entire house. I thought I was going to be able to put my computer back today. I technically could have. I would just basically have to have the desk in the middle of the room. Because like the baseboards were painted and shit, so I can't get it up in the corner. And basically I decided not to. I could have done it, but I would have had to take it all back down immediately after so they can work in that room again tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm not setting up 3 monitors, because I have 3 monitors, of course, a beast PC, my Go XLR, my mic. I'm not setting all of that shit back up for 2 hours just to take it back down again, right? So you guys can suck me off and listen to this shit audio for 2 hours. I don't care.
Well,
So that's where I'm at.
Well, that's Tanner, who calls himself the CEO of the Dropshot, by the way.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that in mind for sure. Yeah, that's why his mic sounds like utter dog shit. He's using an Apple product, so of course the quality is as low as it can possibly get. So,
Insert buzzer.
Nonetheless, we have a good episode in store for you guys today. I thought this was going to be, like, I was writing the notes last night, and there really was not much to talk about until today, and there is a lot more to talk about. A lot of it is, of course, related to Cold War, especially one particular Treyarch post. So a lot of details, a lot to discuss this evening, and I'm very excited to get into it. But first, a couple of announcements. Welcome to our new patrons, Kickflip, Declan Wurzba, the name got cut off, Read a Book, aka Evan, Ryzen 6, and Bradley. New patrons, patreon.com/thedropshot. The best investment anyone's ever made, those 5 people right there. And I think we got another one, but I will be announcing that on Saturday. In that case, because I pulled these from the website before the pod, obviously. So thank you all. Patreon.com/thedropshot. $5 a month for bonus episodes per month. More goodies are available. It's the best way to support us. So thank you, boys. Much appreciated. Deacon Cheese as well. Thank you for the 5 offline gifty boys. And you also did that to TDS, Mr. TDS.
You sure did. Thanks, brother.
So yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Yeah, Tanner, anything else to add there?
Thank you, Pritch, for the 2.7K offline biddies, dude. Thank you. And Shitty Wizard, which is a huge change it. Thanks for the offline prime, brother.
Yeah, it's an absolute change it. Shitty Wizard is so bad that it's actually kind of good. I kind of like it.
Okay.
We'll discuss it. We won't. So a couple other announcements. First of all, this isn't really super relevant to tonight, but we are going to be making a website, and I'm very fucking excited about it. I asked the Discord for references, And Mr. Nick Can, young Nick, Pastor Nick, man of God, any men of God in the chat, is real good friends with the website developer Dude. So I got in touch with that guy, emailed him. That is in the works. And this is going to be really fucking cool for a lot of reasons. Most of it shouldn't matter to you guys, but what's going to be cool for you guys, I mean, it's kind of cool in the sense that you're going to go to one place and then every link is going to be there. So that's going to be cool. It's going to make it a lot easier if you guys wanted to find anything. Right now, that's kind of the Discord, but it won't be, it's not, it wouldn't, the Discord will not be as easy as the site will, as far as navigation finding shit will be, number one. Number two is we're going to host the podcast there. So instead of having to decide, do I go to twitch.tv/Razinon or is Tanner streaming today, whatever the fuck, we're going to have like the dropshot.com/live, for example. And it's going to be playing whoever is streaming's stream. So you just have to go there and it'll be either one of us that's streaming. So that's going to be really fucking cool. And I'm very excited. And it's going to have all the Twitch chat integrations. It's still going to use your Twitch account for now anyway. We're looking into other shit too. But that website is in the works. It's going to be a while before it's done. But I thought I would mention that is coming. But it's more that I'm excited, so I wanted to talk about it than anything relevant to you guys at this time. So that is going to be fantastic. Also, I've gotten a DM, and Tanner's gotten a DM of very generous Dropshot listeners wanting to give away some more video games. So I said, bet, let's do it. So we're going to be doing another giveaway. This is courtesy of the mad fucking cunt, Aussie Menace, who does stream, by the way, twitch.tv/Aussie Menace. In case you didn't see him say it 9 times in my chat today, he's a second away from getting banned, right? But his Twitch chat is twitch.tv/Aussie Menace, one word. He has very generously gifted us a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition, which we will be giving away. Now, hey, Raz, how do I win this?
How do you?
I'm thrilled you asked, Tanner, on your shit Apple mic. I'm thrilled you asked. Here's how you'll win. Okay. On Saturday, for our next podcast, that's going to be, for those of you who have calendars, on the 10th, episode 71, I am going to say a code word during the podcast. When? Don't know. Random time. What's the code word? Not telling you. That's the point. So on Saturday, I'm just going to say a code word at a time. And I'll preface it by saying, hey, the code word is insert code word here. Then, all you have to do to be entered to win, DM me on Twitter what the code word is. Don't fucking post it. Don't ruin the raffle. And if you want to win, it's in your best interest not to tell anyone else what it is anyway. So you listen to the fucking podcast. Most of you already listen anyway. DM me on Twitter what the code word was, and then you will be entered on the list for a chance to win. And I will be pulling the winner on the following Saturday, the 17th. That is when we will announce the winner of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. So I will be tweeting that out tomorrow, but just make sure you guys listen to Saturday's episode. You don't have to be there live. You have a week to fucking DM me the code word. So you don't have to be there live. It works if you're live. I appreciate it if you're live, but you don't have to be there live. And then, that'll be your chance to win. If you have the moxie and the gumption, your chances to win this are probably pretty high. Because I feel like most people are not going to go to those lengths to win the game. So out of all the giveaways we've done so far, your odds are probably going to be highest for this one. So if you're going to be listening anyway and you want a copy, make sure to DM me on Twitter with that code word. So keep that in mind. And if that sounds complicated, by the way, some of you in chat are malding right now. If that sounds complicated, unsubscribe from this podcast. Actually, it is not difficult to understand. I'm going to say a password, a secret code, okay? Pretend you're 6 years old again. And then you DM me what the fucking word was. It's literally that simple. So figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. Stop malding in my chat, okay? Stupid cunts. I don't have a Twitter. Well, fucking make one. It's free. Hey, how about that, lemur? Hey. You could DM me wherever the fuck you want, but I'm going to make people that don't listen DM me on Twitter because it's easier that way for me, and that's what matters. So anyway, that's happening.
Yeah.
Any other announcements, TDS?
I'm not going to be here on Saturday. We can formally announce that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So where will you be Saturday?
Who knows what the fuck you're doing on Saturday, right?
We'll figure it out.
So I am driving from Southern California to Southern Utah, and then heading south again to the north rim of the Grand Canyon for a off-roading trip. So I'm going to be gone Friday morning to Sunday evening. So, yeah, I will not be here. Hopefully Raz knows what he's doing. Probably not.
I thought we were going to reschedule this. I think amidst all of the chaos, we forgot about this.
There was nothing that was ever going to be rescheduled, no.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll have fun. Maybe I'll ask someone to be a guest.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll fucking see. But Saturday will be fun nonetheless. And the giveaway is still on. So, okay. Besides you having no attachment to the podcast whatsoever, any other announcements?
No.
Okay. So, with that, real quick, go to note with 1,050 biddies and the Gifty Boy, Blackbeard 1,000 biddies, and Slivovitz with the 500 biddies. Let's go. Jesus. Boys, chill. Chill. Go to note, Sliv, Blackbeard. Welcome back, by the way, Blackbeard. It's been a minute. Go to note, as always, Sliv, as always. I appreciate you, young kings. Thank you very much for the support. I am honored, humbled, and privileged. And if you will allow me, boys, I'm going to continue with this installment of the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. So, if you were listening for the jingle, here it is. All right. So, a little bit of Modern Warfare news and quite a bit of Cold War news.
Yeah.
So we'll fucking just breeze through the of course Modern Warfare news first. Unfortunately, this game we still have 36 days left, so playlist
That's
updates.
getting down to it, though, dude. Just a little over a month. That's we're in the home stretch here, buddy.
We are in the home stretch. I'm very excited. I don't know if I'm excited or like dreading the beta.
I'm just trying not to think about it. I just want the release date to come.
Yeah, I know. Like, I almost want to not play the beta so that I don't get super excited or disappointed. But of course, I'm going to play the beta.
Exactly.
So, whatever. Yeah, anyway, we're getting real close. 36 days. But anyways, next section here, playlist updates. There aren't really any, but there was one kind of playlist update. So in Call of Duty Warzone, there are contracts. One of these contracts is bounty contracts. You pick up a bounty, it marks the location of an enemy squad or person in an enemy squad, and you kill them for money. These have been removed from Warzone quite recently. I think this was today, actually, because evidently they're causing people to crash.
Yikes.
So that is pretty much it for playlist updates. So for now, they've taken out bounties until they fix it. I mean, it's really dumb that this causes people to crash, but I'm actually glad they're taking it out rather than just like letting people crash and just trying to fix them soon. I actually kind of like that they just take out the bounties. Kind of like how they just took out vehicles until they fixed that too. It's better than the game crashing. I'd rather have no bounties than a crashing game.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like how they took out the AS-VAL 10-round mags since it's broken. Insert laugh track. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that for sure. We'll for sure get to that. Yeah. But yeah, for playlist updates, there was nothing other than that. There have been quite a few other bugs. I'm not going to cover all of them. I don't think I have them all notated, but that's one of the big ones. So they've taken out bounties till they fix that. And that's it. So second note here is patch notes. Now, of course, there were none, but now we get to our favorite portion of this podcast, a staple. I should just write this in the notes. It should be a section in my template. Exclusive Ace Uncovered Secret Patch Notes. That should be the name of a new section we have, because it happens every fucking season. So, Exclusive Ace Hidden Patch Notes, Section 1, or Point 1. The SP-R, the new sniper, is literally hit scan with the two different ammo types. So there's the Lapua, and what's the other one called, Tanner?
I have no idea.
Something with an S. It doesn't matter. So
it's something dumb.
So yeah, so with the new SP-R, the new sniper, there's the base regular ammo, 5 bullets. There's the 10-round mag, fine. And then there's two other ones, like 5-round Lapua and 5-round, like, I don't know, Segura, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
With these types of ammo, they're supposed to increase your, like, damage range and bullet velocity. And I guess you could say they do, because they actually just make your gun hit scan. Now, what is hit scan? You might be asking. Great question. You're a new frog. Welcome. Hit scan is how Call of Duty used to be. It's how first-person shooters should be, by the way. Which means that there's no actual bullet travel. If my reticle is on your dumb body when I pull the trigger, I do damage to you instantly. That's what hit scan means. There's no travel time. Now, in this game, there is travel time. That's why bullet velocity is such an important stat, for example. With every gun, there's travel time. This is one of the reasons that having an attachment that lowers your bullet velocity feels really fucking bad in this game, because the bullet travel just becomes super slow. So hit scan means there is no bullet travel. It just instantly does damage. And this is on top of a sniper that's already really good. Even if it wasn't hit scan, it would be really good. It has better damage than a car. It's a one-shot headshot down in Warzone to a fully armored opponent, just like the car. But even upper torso, it does more damage. The handling is as fast or faster than a car. It has like these really disgusting unique attachments that increase your sprint to fire, your rechamber speed, so literally your fire rate. It's like the only rapid fire attachment in the entire game this gun has. So it's absolutely broken. And on top of that, it has hit scan. So Tanner, how have you been liking this weapon? And
it is.
Do you think it is appropriately powerful or overpowered?
So it is so fun to use that I actually don't want them to nerf it. It would be so ideal actually if all the guns were hit scan. That'd be pretty fun.
Yes, agreed.
But it doesn't feel realistic. I love it so much. I was fucking banging on Saturday night on Warzone with it. I mean, I got a few like squad wipes, like just me doing all the damage. Because like you said, that one shot down is absurd.
Yeah.
And it's got amazing handling speed, damage speed. It's extremely overpowered. But so what they're going to do is they're going to nerf it, and it's probably going to be so bad there's going to be no point using it even, which is going to be unfortunate because it's just so fun to use right now.
Here's what I think they're going to do, dude. I think they are going to, what's it called? I think they're going to stop it from being hit scans, so they're going to add bullet travel to the two ammo types. And I don't think they're going to change anything else. Now, if they did that, would the gun still be OP if it wasn't hit scan, but everything else was the same?
Maybe slightly. I'd have to test that. But because if it's still doing the one shot down, yeah, but if there's bullet travel, it would make it harder to actually aim. So I don't know, dude. I think I would be okay with that, actually. It does need to have a worse handling speed, as much as I hate to say that.
Yeah.
Like I take out my sniper versus my close quarters M13 setup because you move faster with that sniper. So that needs to be nerfed too. I hate to say that, but it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's just so fun right now. It is the most fun gun in the game to use currently.
Easily. And what's cool about this gun being, if a gun is going to be OP, I like a sniper being OP because you still have to at least aim it.
Exactly.
You know, like we played Black Ops 4 and there was an OP gun in that game called the Rampage, which was a fully automatic shotgun. And that was overpowered, but it also took no skill to get kills with. So it was just really frustrating because it was OP and any chimp could fucking nuke you with it. Like it was super dumb. This gun is OP for sure, in my opinion, but at least you have to aim still. So it's like there's some, shining light there.
Yeah.
They definitely need to make either every gun or no guns hit scan. So they're going to make this not hit scan. I think that's almost certain. And then also the handling. Yeah, I think that would probably be the right thing. Even if it was just movement speed.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like you just move so quick with it. It's really busted, but.
I almost feel like it has quicker movement speed than half of the SMGs. No cap.
It's really fast, dude. It's really fast.
Like it's actually possible, or it's like only like 1% slower.
Mm-hmm. It's very close because yeah, it's disgusting. It's a disgusting gun. It has like every attachment you could want, like an integrated barrel, silencer barrel. Like it has everything you could want. It's so dumb. So, anyways, that is that. And then another hidden patch note, the AS-VAL. The AS-VAL, one of the attachments is a 10-round magazine of a type of ammo. I have never used it. I didn't read it. But this is a fun and exciting attachment because it defies the laws of physics. So if you just search on fucking any Google AS-VAL wallbang, you'll see clips where my phone just picked that up. Monka S. Shut the fuck up, Pixel. Holy shit, it actually pulled up a video of it. That's so funny. Okay, anyway. If you were to do that to Siri or another Bing, ask Jeeves, you'll see a ton of clips of people literally shooting through entire maps. Like shooting through like 5 buildings. So like 10 walls, and you'd lose 0 damage. It just wallbangs infinitely. So some people have been using like snapshot grenades and then just shooting directly at the person through 8 buildings. Doesn't matter. Just instantly wallbang. Because the attachment is supposed to give you increased bullet penetration, but probably not that much. I'm sure you've seen these clips floating around, Tanner. What are your thoughts?
Oh, of course. So yeah, you see people using snapshot grenades. They use the recon drones to.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yep. And I've heard it's awful in sixes right now. Like I guess everyone in search is using it, hardpoint, things like that. So it's fucking crazy to me that wasn't patched the first day.
Yeah.
Actually nuts. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how a AAA development team takes this long to fix issues like that. I don't understand it.
I'm so used to it that thought didn't even occur to me. Like, I just forgot that dev teams patch things when they're broken. I forgot that was like a thing that dev teams did.
Yeah. They typically communicate and they typically patch.
Yeah, communicate.
Things.
Yeah, which we'll get into, but
it certainly fucking will.
Outside of the 10-round ammo, though, have you used the AS-VAL much at all with like the 30-round mag?
I've used it when I've picked it up. I don't have it unlocked yet. I think I'm tier like 28 or 29. But dude, it is fun to use. I'm thinking I will try it out as a Warzone setup, maybe with the new sniper if they don't absolutely gut it. I'm thinking it may be fun because I know it shreds up close. We've all seen that. It all comes down to only having a 30-round mag. But regardless, I think it kills quicker than an MP5 up close, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's faster, but I think it is. It's real fucking close. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's a very good gun for sure.
Mhm.
If it had like, I mean, I understand it. If it had a 60 round mag, it would probably be one of the most overpowered guns in the game.
Yeah.
Even a 50, it would be nice maybe to see like a 40 round extended mag.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. It wouldn't be broken. It would put it like into the top tier category, but not just completely busted.
Yeah. Yeah, like with the third, so it comes 20 by default, and then the max is a 30 round mag, which is what like most people use. Well, most people use a 10 round, but they're cunts. So yeah, the 30 round mag is like in multiplayer, this gun's really fucking unambiguously disgusting. But even with sleight of hand, the reload speed isn't insanely fast. It's not slow, but it's not super quick. And 30 bullets, like, it's rough, dude. It's rough in like solos Warzone. I did a couple because I'm a masochist. And yeah, I was like having to reload more than I would like. I think maybe if you had like a VAL with an SMG, that wouldn't be a problem. But I was using VAL SP-R. And then I was just having to like reload a little more than I would like. But like when we did like threes, it was totally fine. Because you usually have more space to reload in like a little more time. And it was really fucking good. Because even in Warzone, you can tell, dude, it kills fucking fast, dude.
It does.
Really fast. It feels like you have stopping power on any other assault rifle. But always. Like that's what it feels like to use. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I don't think it's OP though because of the ammo constraint. So I think it's a good gun overall. I think it's balanced, I should say, which is something. So speaking of these two weapons, we got our 6th tweet of this year from the community manager of this development team, Ashton Williams, who said this morning, we currently have a patch being tested that has weapon tuning. Okay. She should have said bug fixes, not weapon tuning, but okay. Weapon tuning for the AS-VAL and the SP-R 208. Pending any unforeseen issues, there will be unforeseen issues. We'll release it as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. Now, I have to say I'm surprised, because whenever Ashton Williams tweets, I mean, just super rare event. Super rare event. So she tweeted and I was like, holy shit. I almost forgot who this lady is. But she actually said nothing there. There's nothing there. They know that it's broken is all I learned. And there's not even an ETA on when this is going to be fixed. Now, as you said, AAA dev team, this should have already been fixed, of course. It shouldn't have even gone to live, frankly. But it has, and it's been a week now. Because this game is shit. This game is shit. So, any comments there?
Yeah, it was a disgusting thing to even tweet. Why even waste your fingers on that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just so bad. I like actually Tony Flame. I don't know what he does. Is he like the lead dev for Treyarch?
I don't know.
For the actual game.
I'm not sure. He's pretty high up though. Yeah.
Whoever he is, he's already sent out more tweets regarding changes and things from the alpha to the beta than the Infinity Ward community manager has tweeted all year long.
Ever.
Actually.
Yeah. Actually.
I'm not going to say ever, because at the start of the game, some of them did actually tweet some things out, and then that ended about 3 months later.
Interesting.
But this year, for sure, she's been just dead.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she tweeted that. So maybe we'll see a fix soon. I am skeptical, but we'll see. So now on to the fun stuff, boys and girls. Black Ops Cold War. So first of all, PS4 players who did the pre-order can start preloading the beta right now. So go do that. It's going to be 31 gigs for PS4, this beta. And then also Xbox One and PC players who pre-ordered can also start digitally preloading the beta on October 13th, which is going to be 6 days from today at the time of recording this video, at 8 a.m. Pacific. So plenty of time. And then one more note here. For those who have not pre-ordered and are waiting for open beta times to play, you can't preload. You just have to wait till the beta is live if you didn't pre-order, and then you can start downloading right then. Why? Don't know. Doesn't make sense. But you'll be able to download and start playing when the beta opens on an open beta. So, by the way, open beta is coming up. We have some dates here for you at this juncture. So, weekend 1 is coming up this weekend. PS4 exclusive, unfortunately. This starts on October 8th, which is tomorrow, in fact, Thursday. And then on the 10th, it opens up to everyone. So even if you didn't pre-order, you can start playing on the 10th. And then that is going to end on the 12th, which is Monday. So this is all this weekend, Thursday to Monday, for PS4 only. And then weekend 2 is going to be everybody, PS4 and Xbox and PC. So if you pre-ordered on those platforms, October 15th, which is going to be next Thursday. And then the 17th, if you didn't pre-order, and then that ends the 19th, which is that Monday again. So actually quite a bit of beta playtime if you pre-ordered this time around.
Yeah, there is, huh?
It's kind of odd, but I'm not mad about it. I am looking forward to it. I'm very curious to see how it plays. For beta, we're going to have gunsmith customization, operator selection, and a host of modes, including, but not limited to, because there's more than this, TDM, DOM, which are fan favorites, VIP escort, which we have gotten some a peek at from the first alpha, in fact. Kill confirmed, which we all know about, and then combined arms. Combined arms, I believe, we're going to get into the details more, but combined arms is 12v12 with the vehicles and shit, right?
Yes. What is I'm thinking of the one that has like 40 players in its teams. That's something else, huh?
That's fire team. Yes.
Okay, got it. Then you are correct, yes.
Yeah, so combined arms is basically ground war smaller. So there's 5 domination capture points. There are vehicles, and you, whatever, go around and, play dom with vehicles. So that's going to be in the beta as well. And then that is that. But there are other details here in additional content, if my browser will work. What else do we have here? So another map, Cartel, will be available from the start of the beta on the 8th, tomorrow. Set in the steamy jungles of Nicaragua, players will storm a remote cartel compound where a known Perseus associate has been operating in the shadows. This lush map offers a variety of attack options for any playstyle, from the close quarters interiors of the warehouse on one side to the shaded streams, water, flanking the opposite end. If you're feeling lucky, try holding down the central tower to snipe oncoming enemies, or take the stealth route through the foliage in the center lane. This is an interesting note. You'll get to play both 6s and 12s on Cartel in the beta, including TDM, kill confirmed, domination, combined arms domination, and additional modes as the beta continues throughout the weekends. And then a note from the dev team here. We built Cartel around the idea of an open middle, one that provides a very high risk versus reward incentive. We wanted players to have the feeling that you could own this part of the map by utilizing the plants, weaving between them, and really become a hunter. We definitely built in enough room for variety and any different player styles to flourish. This is from Miles Leslie, Change It, creative specialist. We're excited to support up to 24 players on this new map, as well as a full selection of core 6v6 modes in the beta. Similarly, Black Ops Cold War will include 6's versions of our Crossroads and Armada maps at launch on November 13th. So a lot of info there, Tanner. What are your thoughts?
I'm liking that. I'm liking how... So, he's saying they're going to have maps and they'll just do the thing where they kind of cut off areas and make it for like sixes, basically. Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, kind of like, what's the new Modern Warfare map called? A Train Depot? What is that thing called?
Tank?
Is that called Train Depot?
Factory?
Tank Factory, yeah. Why am I thinking train? Yeah, how there's two different variants on that, obviously, and then you just cut it off. So, I like that idea, as long as the maps are fun. Sometimes I feel like they end up cutting off the wrong areas and you fight in the parts of the map that you don't want to. But everything's sounding really good. It sounds like there's a lot of depth to this beta is what it sounds like. I don't remember exactly the Modern Warfare one, but I feel like there wasn't much. I felt like I played Azir Cave actually the entire beta.
It was Azir, Hackney, and I think Piccadilly. I think that was it.
That's right. Yeah. So it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So this is already sounding much better, which is actually making me excited for the beta. Because I know we've said a lot that betas are worthless. Well, they're not worthless. Like, they're just not fun after a few hours because you don't have anything to go for because, you can't do challenges or anything.
Yeah.
But if it sounds like there's a lot more content in this, so I think we'll have fun with it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm more excited to sate my curiosity. Now, there are a couple things here about this map that I don't like. First of all, not sure if this means 3 lanes or not. They mentioned center lane, but guess what else has a center lane? Grozna Raid, which is the worst map to have ever existed. So center lane is not super comforting to me. I also am very alarmed when I read the sentence, we wanted players to have the feeling that they could own this part of the map mid by utilizing the plants, as in foliage, as in bushes, weaving between them and really becoming a hunter.
Yikes.
Sounds to me like it is going to be a viable strategy to be prone in a bush and then I won't be able to see you. And if that's true, I'm going to be furious. Furious.
Yeah.
Me not seeing you should be because you're not in my line of sight. That's it. I don't want to have to spot a fucking ghillie suit. I don't want to be a fucking fighter pilot with like 2015 vision to be able to play this game. I don't want it. I'm done with NVIDIA filters. I'm done with playing hide and go fucking seek Where's Waldo when I'm trying to shoot people in my first person shooter video game. So I'm very alarmed by this weaving inside of fucking plants bullshit like I'm Steve Irwin. I'm not super thrilled about it. Now, I haven't seen the map, so maybe I'm getting worried for no reason, but I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
I thought the same thing when you read that at first, to be honest. I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like how they worded that.
Yeah.
And I mean, from what we saw from the alpha, we'll see if anything's different in the beta, but the visibility wasn't that good. So if it's another year of Modern Warfare type visibility with people camping in bushes in multiplayer, then yikes.
Super yikes. For sure. At least there's health bars, to be fair.
Good point. At least there's health bars, yes.
So, yeah. I think it'll be better, but it might not be good, so we'll see. And then this next little section is on VIP Escort. We've gone over that, so I'm going to skip over that. Combined Arms Assault. Our new Combined Arms category of 12v12 modes brings bigger teams, larger play spaces, plenty of vehicles, and objective-based warfare. This might sound familiar if you played the alpha and jumped into Combined Arms Domination, which was playable on 2 different maps, Crossroads and Armada. We're unleashing even more in the beta when Combined Arms Dom returns on these in one of our newest maps, Cartel. Continuing here, but why stop there? We're introducing even more to the beta. There's a bigger, badder take on a classic mode that relies on team-based momentum to secure the victory. The match gets rolling with 2 teams of 12 spreading out across the map to fight for control over a central, neutral capture zone. So it sounds like headquarters so far. Once that objective is captured, the next one opens up deeper into enemy territory. Oh boy, what does this remind you of? The first team to successfully infiltrate and capture the enemy's final zone comes out on top. Now, if you listen to the Objective, a Battlefield podcast, over on twitch.tv/dubfire33, I think it is. Look it up. Doesn't matter. It matters. Just look it up there, yeah? This one,
Yeah, you're right.
this is a carbon copy of one of the like core Battlefield playlists. What is that one called, Tanner?
Shit, what is it called? It's not traditional Conquest. I haven't played Battlefield in so long. I can't think of it.
Conquest is like domination.
Yeah, it's
What is it called?
Shit.
Assault? No. Someone will know in chat, so I'll make sure to say it when someone in chat tells me. But this is literally Battlefield. So basically, 12v12 with vehicles. You spawn on opposite sides of the map, and then the first point is at mid. If one team captures mid, then the point goes closer to the opposite team's spawn, and then they try to capture that zone. And if they don't capture it, it goes back to mid, and it goes back and forth. Dubfire33, I was correct. Rush, yes. Yeah. So just like Rush from Battlefield. Which is interesting. So before I go any further, so basically what you guys can gather from this naming scheme, if it says combined arms, that means it is 12v12, and it means there are vehicles with shootable things on the vehicles. That's what combined arms means. Now, combined arms domination is domination. Combined arms assault is this mode, Rush, where you try to progressively capture a single point until you're inside the enemy's spawn. What are your thoughts, Tanner?
Rush hit or miss in Battlefield for me personally, but when it was fun, it was very fun. And the reason I think it would actually play well in this game because this year we've become so used to just getting shot in the back, but Rush is just straight head on, just combat.
Yeah, you can't
like you're
spawn
gonna
behind people in Rush.
No,
that's a great point.
So I'm not gonna get killed from behind. It comes down to more gun skill, but also there's usually a lot of like lethal spam, at least in Battlefield. A ton of grenades and shit being thrown, attacking with the vehicles and whatnot. But I would still, I think, rather have that than get killed from behind all game long and never see anybody and never have actual gunfights.
Yes.
So I'm excited because, yeah, Rush, it was awful on certain maps from what I remember, but when Rush was fun, it was very fun.
Okay. I hadn't thought of that, but I totally agree with you. I'm very excited to not get shot in the back. That is going to be very fun. Now, my question is, what about spawn trapping? Because spawn trapping can be a huge problem in Call of Duty in certain game modes. I think of Safeguard and BO4, for example. When the robot got really close, you could spawn trap the fuck out of kids. That's how I got my first kill chain in BO4. Before Reaper, by the way. This was the Damon High Cal 2 rapid fire. It was OP. I got a kill chain because I just watched people spawn and just kept killing them. The spawn trap was like outrageous.
Yeah.
I don't know how Battlefield solved that problem. I don't know if they did solve that problem, to be clear. But if they did, it probably had something to do with the fact that the map was way bigger and it would spawn you quite far away from your final point being captured. Now, if this is 12v12, the map will be too big, probably, because Call of Duty maps have been too big for at least the last 2 years. But even still, with 12v12, I'm very concerned that you're just going to get spawn raped, and it's going to be really bad for you if you're on your last point or even your last 2 points. And that's going to be exacerbated by kill streaks, which are not a problem in Battlefield, but will be a problem in this game. Do you think spawn trapping is going to be an issue here?
That's hard to say. I think for a game mode like that, it's almost impossible for it not to be an issue at certain points. I mean, it probably won't be an issue like on the first objective or the second objective, but once it gets towards the end and it's on like the last 2 or so, probably more the last 1, there will definitely be some pretty bad spawn trapping from what I can imagine. And there's no way around it though. Where else are you going to have them spawn? There's not much you can really do about it. And I do remember that was a problem on certain maps in Battlefield.
Okay.
But how else can you do it on a game mode like that, really?
Well, because like in Battlefield, you would spawn far enough away from even your final point that you wouldn't just be getting shot when you spawned in. That's kind of the way they solved it. Now, in some sense, you're still getting spawn trapped because you can't really go much forward. But there's at least like cover next to where you spawn, so you have like a chance, I guess.
That's more what I'm thinking. Yeah, is like, yeah, you didn't really usually spawn in or already getting shot at in Battlefield, but yeah, I mean, you would spawn in and you would start moving to the one building that you have, and there would be guys in it, and you would just die after 5-10 seconds after spawning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I don't know, dude. I mean, the other side of this coin, though, is that if you're winning, boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, my war machine's up. And we're on the last point.
Oh, my God.
You know? And just start fucking spraying into their spawn.
You know what my thoughts are already, though, on this game, again, is that it sounds like there are too many fucking game modes. This is what they did this last year. I know, dude. I mean, the player base this year was large until Warzone came out, and nobody cared about multiplayer. But, dude, there's just... I mean, when it gets to the point where they took out 10v10 Dom because that was dead, you have too many game modes. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
So maybe this combined arms, I think personally it should just be one playlist, and it would rotate between like Assault, Dom, however that's going to work.
Yeah.
But if they're separate combined arms playlists, I don't really like that. It's splitting the player base up too much.
I agree. I think eventually they will combine them, just like they did with Ten's Dom in this game. F's in the chat for Ten's Dom, by the way. I think they'll eventually have to do that.
Yeah.
Depending on what they do with Warzone, seamless transition, by the way, which we will briefly talk about today. But yeah, either way, I'm actually quite excited to hear this. It's totally new for Call of Duty, and I think it could be really fucking fun. And like you said, dude, one of the worst things about Call of Duty is getting shot in the back, especially this year. So it'll be nice to play a playlist where even if you're getting spawn trapped, you at least see the guy who killed you.
Yeah.
You know, or the gunship who killed you. But at least you see it and it's in front of you. So I'm excited. I think it's overall probably it's a good idea. We'll see how well it's executed. By the way, Lemur Party with the 1,000 biddies. Let's go. Dan's Games still love you guys. Thank you, Lemur. Appreciate it, young lady. Sorry that was 28 minutes ago. I was just on a roll. But thank you, Lemur. I appreciate you. Very dearly.
Any shit streamers ignoring chat?
Very dearly, sister. And no, there's no shit streamers here. Only God Kings. Like Aussie Menace, twitch.tv/Aussie Menace. In case you guys didn't know. I'm just fucking with you, Aussie. So what the devs have to say about this. Combined Arms Assault is an exhilarating. By the way, exhilarating is probably not spelled correctly here. Not sure. I'll look it up. Maybe it is. Doesn't matter. Large-scale experience where both teams are focused on a single moving objective. From charging the radar station in Crossroads on a snowmobile to storming the enemy's ship in Armada, assaults where you'll find some of Black Ops multiplayer's most intense and cinematic moments. By default, teams will battle it out through 5 capture zones, exactly like Battlefield, I think, in each map. Once the zone's captured, the match timer will pause, allowing teams to reset and prepare for the next push. Okay. The match is won when a team has captured the final zone at the end of the linear progression of objectives. If neither team successfully captures the enemy's final zone, the round will end. And teams will play a single overtime round with only the central objective in play. The first team to capture the zone will win the round and the match. How do you feel about that? Shouldn't it just be whoever is farther?
I would think. I don't really understand it. I'm trying to read it again.
It's weird. Basically, I have to all or nothing you. And if I don't in time, it just goes to overtime, and then it's sudden death at the central point again. I feel like overtime should only be... Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, it's not a huge point because we're gonna win every time decisively. So, but that is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Kickflip with the 1,000 biddies. Let's go. And hit your block with the Submarino, the gifty boy to Juan Solo. Jesus. Lemur kickflip and hit your block. Thank you, boys. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. I am deeply honored, humbled, and privileged. Thank you very much. Kickflip, Lemur, and hit your block. Thank you, guys. Much love. Much love. Thank you. And now let's move on. I appreciate it. Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Available for the first time during weekend 2 of the beta on 2 new large-scale maps. Fireteam Dirty Bomb cranks the action up to 11. Don't ever say that again. With multi-squad insanity. A total of 40 players broken out into 10 teams will compete to take out enemies, collect uranium caches, locate dirty bombs scattered throughout the map, and successfully deposit their uranium into said bombs to detonate them and get the win. Each detonation causes radiation to leak out to large areas of the map, scoring points for the team that ignited the bomb and transforming huge portions of the map into radioactive hazards for everyone. The longer a player hangs on to uranium, the longer radiation sickness sets in. This affects perks benefits, interesting, movement, health regen, and ultimately your life. When that life runs out, you'll experience the Fireteam spawn system unique to Fireteam modes in Cold War. You'll have to make a tactical choice in redeploying into the map by spawning onto a teammate not currently in combat, parachuting right back into the action, or by spawning directly into the passenger seat of a teammate's vehicle for instant gratification.
It's a lot of ways to spawn back in. Jeez.
Sounds like fucking Warzone. What are your thoughts on this, Tanner?
It sounds interesting. I wonder how big the maps are going to be. 40 players and 10 teams. I feel like it's just going to be like, it doesn't sound like it's going to be possible to get into a firefight with another team without being third party, actually. Like, unless the map is huge, it sounds like it's just going to be a bunch of third party gunfights. Regardless, the game mode sounds interesting, sounds different. It is definitely something I want to try. I think it, on paper, it sounds like it could be fun, but yeah, I'm just wondering if it's going to be, me getting shot in the back as we wipe a squad from a different one, you know?
Yeah, you know what this sounds like to me, dude? Plunder. It's just like there's a little too much PvE and a little too many dumb mechanics that I don't actually care about. Like, oh, I have the uranium too long. I have to fucking deploy it. And there's like, I don't know. It sounds too PvE-ish to me.
Yeah.
I think this is just going to have the exact same player base that Plunder has right now. Like people that want it, like a good warm-up playlist to just kind of fuck around in. It can be super hype and super fun, but ultimately, this is not going to be streamed by anyone you watch, and it's not going to be competitive ever. But it could be fun.
That's a hot take.
It might be a hot take. Am I bugging?
We'll fucking see.
No, but really though, am I bugging? Do you think I'm wrong on that?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It sounds like it could be fun, actually. They make it sound fun, but...
Okay, well, someone clip this moment, and we'll link it to Tanner. When
we'll get to play it in 2 weeks, so...
Yeah, well, we'll keep that in mind. So, what else do we have here? Is there, hold on. Yeah, we already covered this. All right, sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. So... yeah, a lot of these are just repeats. Okay, so now a tweet from Mr. Tony Flame. The Black Ops Cold War beta is quite an upgrade over the alpha. I don't think anyone quite realizes what this team can do in a short amount of time. Sucking himself off. From new features to the core feel, nearly everything has taken leaps forward. My favorite part, though, the new lobby music kicks it.
Let's not say kicks it either.
Let's absolutely not say kicks it. Oh shit, sorry. I meant to hit the dinger for you. You're absolutely correct there. But also, that sounds nice. Do you believe him?
I do. I think we have reason to believe Tony Flame this time around. I don't know. I'm very interested to see like a side-by-side of the alpha compared to the beta. Because like you said, I don't think anyone realizes what this team can do in a short amount of time. Well, we know what Infinity Ward can fuck up in a short amount of time. I mean, almost everything. So I would assume they can make major improvements. I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be sucking himself off like this if they're not making like huge game mechanic improvements, which, you know, they already talked about the movement and stuff before. They talked about graphical advances, I believe. I do think they touched on that, which, as we've seen, Modern Warfare looks quite a bit different than it did at launch, actually. If you go back and look at it, the visibility is actually better now, which is shocking because it's still terrible.
Yes.
But they've made things look better. So if you're super unpleased with how Cold War looks, you know, don't fret too much. It'll probably get a little bit better. Nothing crazy, though, but it will get better over time for sure. That's how games are these days.
Yeah, agreed there. And to that effect, we have released today, 30 minutes ago, in fact, Black Ops Cold War Alpha to Beta patch notes. So this is a list of a quite detailed patch notes list. Now, before we get into this, I want to mention these patch notes are more detailed than any patch notes ever released for Modern Warfare.
Actually, yeah.
Actually more detailed, more comprehensive than any patch note ever for Modern Warfare. This game is not even in beta yet, by the way. And their standards are already higher, which by the way, who called it? The Dropshot did. We both said patch notes are going to be better next year. And it appears that they are starting off on a strong foot here. So unfortunately, Tanner and I did not play the alpha. So we are not going to be able to attest to what it was like during the alpha. But here are their notes on what is changing from the alpha that we've all seen, and some of us have played, to the beta that begins tomorrow for you console peasants on PS4. Movement. So we made a large tuning pass on core movements with the goal of improving the responsiveness of player controls and actions. We've identified several key areas in our core movement set for improvements largely focused on sprinting and sliding. Now, a lot of people have been saying, or had said, that the movement felt odd and clunky, and some people were saying it even looked odd and clunky. And Tanner, you were one of those people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as we've mentioned, these devs fucking pay attention to what people are saying on Twitter and what they're making YouTube videos about. So they've taken note of that, and it looks like this is literally at the top of their list as far as improvements go. So core movement, integrated, updated locomotion animations and systems for walking, jogging, and sprinting. Now, let me be clear. I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds like they're changing shit. So, okay, maybe it'll be better.
Yeah, changing shit's good.
Changing shit is good if it's a bad product in the beginning. Slightly increased acceleration when moving from a standstill. That's good. I don't know what that speed was before, but if you're increasing acceleration, that means you're making movement faster, which means you're making a faster paced game, which is good. So I like that. Sprinting. Go ahead.
Yeah, isn't this game where when you first start running,
sprinting,
you are slower?
No.
And then how does that work? You're quicker at the start and then it slows down?
That's only for a sprint, not just regular move.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, moving from a standstill.
Yeah, versus sprinting from a standstill. We don't really know. That's all the patch note says.
That could mean sprinting, but yeah, we don't know. Okay, anyways.
Sprinting, specifically, reduced or removed several sprint penalties that could leave the player in a state of reduced sprint speed. This results in more opportunities to use the sprint takeoff feature for a quick burst of speed when initiating a sprint. Now, okay, any thoughts on that, Tanner?
I'm trying to understand what that even really means. I mean, I don't know. I like sprint. I don't fucking care.
Okay.
This is almost too technical now. Hey, give me 0 patch notes, actually. I don't fucking care this much. Jesus.
Okay. So in this game, we've covered this on our seminal award-winning 4-hour episode when we got the Cold War beta or alpha. When you first start sprinting, you sprint really fast, and then it tapers off pretty rapidly into like regular sprint speed, which is still faster than regular move speed, but it's slower than the initial burst of speed when you first started the sprint. What they've done, I think, is that they've made that sprint burst increase the uptime of it, so you get that buff more often when you start sprinting. So
Okay,
the best
that's
way
good.
I can, the way I understand this is, in every Call of Duty game, the first time you jump 100% high. And then if you jump immediately again after, you jump 60% high. And then if you jump immediately again a third time, you jump like 20% high. And then it just stays 20%. You don't just constantly bunny hop at max jump height. There is an internal hidden jump height cooldown. You've for sure noticed this, right, Tanner?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm guessing is they have the same mechanic for the sprint takeoff boost of speed timer. If you start sprinting and then stop and then start sprinting a second later, you're not going to get the full 100%. Just like jumping, it's going to have diminishing returns.
Makes sense.
Now, they had that effect, and it sounds like they've reduced the penalty. Now, maybe that's good, but this almost sounds like slide canceling, where there's going to be some gimmicky, kind of like gameable mechanic here, where you're going to get used to exactly what the cutoff is, and then you're going to sprint and stop sprinting at exactly every 1.72 seconds. And that's going to be your max movement speed. And it's going to be just like the CDL kids now who slide cancel everywhere. Which I hate. I hate things like this. So we'll see. And maybe I'm thinking or looking too much into this.
I think you are. Yeah.
But this sounds a lot like slide cancel abuse, just not slide canceling. Like people are going to figure out how to like super sprint abuse in this game. You think I'm bugging?
I think you're bugging.
Okay. We'll see.
Actually.
We'll see. Well, anyways, those are my thoughts there. So, nonetheless, increase the time it takes to ramp down from the maximum to minimum sprint speed for a smoother change of speed. This also slightly increases the time at which a player sprints at a faster pace. Okay. That's pretty self-explanatory, I think. Slightly adjusted camera bob during sprint to better align with updated movement animations. Okay. And then disabled field of view increase when sprinting. This should provide a smoother in-game view and prevent a floating camera feeling when sprinting. Interesting.
I didn't know that was in the alpha.
I didn't either. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't think a Call of Duty has ever even had that, have they? I didn't even notice that when watching gameplay, so it must not have widened the field of view that much, actually.
Reminds me
I
of
also
Dead
didn't
Silence.
see anyone even talking about it. Exactly, but obviously it wasn't nearly as wide as Dead Silence made it.
Yeah.
So, I would rather just have one straight angle or camera angle. I don't know why they had it that way originally.
I agree. And again, if you can increase your field of view by just sprinting, you could game that too to look around corners if you're a real sweat nerd. And I just don't like things that are like that, like cheesy to do. So I like this. I like this a lot. And then next up here, sliding. Slightly reduced slide speed. Yikes. I hate this.
I fucking hate it too. I don't know what that means. Are they talking about actually the speed of when you're physically sliding? Is that what it is?
I believe so.
Like
Yes.
the actual slide. Okay. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very quick in the alpha. I will say that. It's hard to really determine how quick things are when you didn't actually play it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was a fan of that because quick sliding and quick movement creates a higher skill gap, which we're a big fan of.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's not great, but they did say slightly, so maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, may not even be noticeable.
Increase the minimum amount of time a player must sprint before sliding to better align with time to reach max sprint speed. This means a player can't immediately trigger a slide from a near standstill. That's probably good. Like in BO4, you couldn't slide right away either. But you also didn't have to sprint for very long. It sounds like they're trying to get back to that, which I like. Addressed an issue that allowed players to cancel a slide without the appropriate slowdown. We will continue to monitor and investigate any slide cancel exploits.
So they fixed that between alpha and beta.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Crazy, dude. Yeah. Yeah. And this game has had slide canceling its entire life cycle.
I think it really is. We've talked about it. I think it really is. These devs are probably just completely overwhelmed, having to work on multiplayer, all their fucking bugs, Warzone, new content. And it just sounds like Treyarch, all they have to focus on is just making the multiplayer really good. And like zombies and shit, obviously. But I don't know. It just sounds like they're doing so much.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that is. Maybe that is partial explanation. Infinity Ward has definitely been doing too much for sure. And I don't know how many separate dev teams they have, if they have separate dev teams at all, but yeah, it's a good question. But either way, I like this. I don't like any, again, this has been a theme. I don't like the gimmicky shit. I just want it to be gunfights, man. So I like that they're removing slide cancels, or trying to.
Yeah.
We refined our weapons tech and animation since the alpha, blah, blah, blah. Okay, snipers are a key component of Black Ops, and in some ways more relevant than ever in Cold War. To balance out crossplay sniping, we brought back aim assists for snipers on controller, something we haven't had in Black Ops multiplayer since Black Ops 2.
Yikes.
What are your thoughts on this?
I don't want to see any controller players post a clip in our Discord of you quickscoping, because I actually won't care and I'll delete it. So that's how I feel about it. None of your clips matter anymore, so don't make a sniping montage fucking video and upload it to YouTube of you aim assisting kids while quickscoping, because I'm not going to like it. That's how I feel about it.
I really fucking hate this, dude.
And you already said how OP they're going to be, and then they have aim assist.
And now they have aim assist, exactly, yeah. I mean, yeah, again, I've said this before. Snipers are already going to be way better in this game than they were in Modern Warfare. Slower time to kill. No bullet flinch now, too. Probably faster sprint out time. And now controller players get fucking aim assist on their sniper. Dude, yikes, bro. Yikes. There's going to be some fucking kid snorting fucking Adderall who's 17 on his PS5, and he's just going to quickscope the shit out of me, and I'm going to be so mad, dude. With aim assist, God, I'm not looking forward to this. So I'm malding. I'm mad and balding, right? I'm malding. So, nonetheless, snipers have aim assist. Welcome to your console overlords. If you have a PC, buy a controller. Honestly, that's the only advice I have. The data from our alpha proved to us that even without crossplay or larger maps, sniper rifles were still dominant on smaller maps. As a result, we've made some adjustments to bring them back into balance for the beta. Here's a list. Okay. Gunsmith added a more detailed breakdown of stats for each attachment, explaining, in detail how each attachment influences its weapon stats. Moved the Gunsmith UI button closer to the weapon for easier access. So this Gunsmith, we've seen pictures of this, Tanner. It is already way better than M-Dub's Gunsmith.
Yeah.
because it actually has percentage values.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. And they're just giving an even more detailed breakdown. I would venture to say this is going to be a correct breakdown too. So if it says it increases your recoil control, it probably actually will, unlike this game. So that is very good. I'm always a fan of more information and reliable information. So that's great. Recoil and firing animations. Added new weapon recoil systems and firing animations with a comprehensive tuning pass for a revamped weapon firing feel on every weapon for both hipfire and ADS.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means. Reworked and rebalanced recoil patterns, impacting weapon balance and mastery across the board. Okay. And then full touch-up pass on animations across all weapons based on feedback. Okay. Yeah, not much to say there. We haven't played the alpha, so we really can't even comment on this at all, I feel like. ADS.
Well, it also doesn't really tell us anything. It basically just saying recoil pattern has been changed slightly or something.
For sure.
So.
I just mean if we had played the alpha, I would have said like the AK-74 needs more recoil or something.
Got it. Yeah.
That's all. But yeah. ADS, aim down sights, added new ADS weapon rendering technology for more realistic ADS perspective. Okay. Just flexing there. Smoothed out all ADS in and out transitions. Okay. Did you notice anything about ADSing in and out and the transitions?
No, I noticed ADS speed seemed pretty quick though, which I was a fan of.
Yeah, in general. So anyway, they smoothed it out. Made tuning changes to alpha weapons that overperformed or underperformed. Oh, here we go. Including increases to AK-74. I swear to God, I didn't read this. I swear to God. Including increases to AK-74U recoil and ADS time. Increasing LMG ammo capacity and more. And then next up here, attachment tuning. Full attachment balance pass to ensure all attachments stay relevant. Okay. Sniper rifles. Very interested to see here. Added aim assist on snipers for controller users. Okay. Several precision aiming adjustments to help the sniping experience feel more fluid. Okay. Sniper glint. Oh, here we go. Sniper glint now displays more often and more reliably to help players understand when they are in danger. This is controversial. There has not been sniper glint in every game. But there is sniper glint in Modern Warfare. And now there appears to be some sniper glint in this game. How do you feel about that?
I'm perfectly fine with that, especially if they're going to be super overpowered. The thing is, though, I don't necessarily know if the snipers are going to be overpowered at range with people camping, or if it's going to be more, I'm going to get wrecked by them from kids quick scoping up close. Because then, in that case, the sniper glint almost doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, great point.
Like I think having aim assist on snipers makes the sniper glint kind of, it just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point.
Because the kids are going to be going for all the quick scopes up close anyways.
And like that's all we saw in the fucking closed alpha. Every sniper was just quick scoping. Like, yeah, I don't think glint helps that much, but I do like glint. I think it needs to happen, especially in this game with how much better snipers are going to be. They need some downsides, so I think glint is good. Adjusted ADS time on sniper rifles. Now, when Tanner wasn't here, I said if they're going to nerf snipers, which they said they were going to, what they need to nerf is the ADS time. And it sounds like that's exactly what they've done. So I'm actually very pleased with this change. Because if you make it not a one-shot kill, then there's no point in sniping. But how else do you nerf a sniper? Movement speed, sprint to fire speed, and ADS speed. So ADS speed is like pretty much the best like nerf you can make here. So I like that a lot. So that's good. Sniper rifles now require higher hits on the body for one-hit kills. For example, upper chest instead of stomach, or upper arm instead of lower arm. Very interesting.
Fantastic.
That's good, right?
Absolutely fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 1000% agreed. You can still get a one-hit kill, and it can still even be torso depending on the sniper rifle. But now you just have to be a little more accurate. Another great way to balance a sniper. You don't gut the machine, but you don't make it, but it's not super OP either. So that all sounds pretty good. We'll have to see how it plays, but I'm pretty happy with that. Frag grenades reduce the fuse time on the frag grenade for beta. Throw speed adjustments are targeted for launch. Okay. And then visuals. Oh, here we go. We've made several graphical improvements throughout the beta, and we've responded to player feedback about low visibility in some areas of the Miami map. That's great. That's great. With our latest changes, players should be able to spot enemies more clearly on Miami. Holy shit. Tanner, have we ever seen in Modern Warfare a dev say, hey guys, I know you can't see anything. We're not even going to change it, but we're acknowledging that we heard you. They haven't even said that. Never. But we're already getting this feedback from Treyarch, so this is a great sign already. I'm already happy. There's already more than we've ever gotten from Modern Warfare. So, lighting visibility, adjusted lighting and character visibility throughout the Miami map for better overall visibility based on player feedback. What are your thoughts?
Sounds perfect, dude. I love that they're listening so much, it seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't get too excited because it is just the launch. So it's like, even for the devs, they're all hype right now to like, oh, let's do this. These guys are giving us feedback. But like, even for them, 3 or 4 months down the line, they're going to be sick of the negative feedback.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's when things start going south.
We just have to hope that in that time they make a bunch of good changes.
Well, that's the thing. They're actually making changes that Infinity Ward failed to change since the game launched. That people like things that people have been complaining about, and they've already fixed it from the alpha to the beta.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah. My only concern is that adjusted lighting and character visibility throughout the Miami map. I would have preferred if they said we adjusted lighting and character visibility throughout our game. And it kind of makes me worried that they like relegated this to just Miami. Because weren't you saying that the visibility in general is pretty shit, not just Miami? Or weren't you reporting that people said that?
Yeah, I saw a few people say that. I do know it was mostly on Miami though. But I think no matter what, they acknowledge this about a specific map and they're trying to change that. So that makes me think if, when the game releases or for the different, maps in the beta or something, if people complain about those, then, they'll realize, oh, okay, we should make some adjustments on the other maps, or, oh, okay, maybe we should make some adjustments across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, for sure. It's so much better than Infinity Ward. I'm like a battered housewife that left her husband who just beat the shit out of her every night. And now I'm dating some dude who just doesn't abuse me.
Yeah.
And he said thank you after I cooked him dinner or something.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, he's Prince Charming. He's the best person ever. Just because he showed common decency and did not commit felonies on my person. That's what I feel like. Both of us, we're so excited that they're doing the bare minimum for what a dev team should do. And we're sucking them off for it because we're in this abusive relationship with the Modern Warfare dev team.
True.
It's actually crazy. So yeah, this is good, but it is a bare minimum, but it's better than Infinity Ward and it's better than Modern Warfare. So we are happy about that. So anyways, audio. I'm not going to go through most of this. If you have anything you want to highlight here, Tanner, point it out. Weapon audio. Yeah. They added some audio presets.
Added 3 presets, yeah, that's
added
good.
3
High
presets.
boost.
Treyarch mix, bass boost, and high boost to suit player preferences. I'm actually quite a big fan of this in Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
audio
me too.
presets. Because you really can select for whatever you want. Now everyone uses the same preset, but still. you know. Anyways, footsteps is what
That's not
is
true.
more concerning for people. Crouch walking now functions as a near silent movement option available to all players with or without the ninja perk. And the ninja perk allows you to move more quietly, for those of you who may have forgotten.
Yeah, I like that.
Does this mean if you crouch walk with or without ninja, you have the same amount of volume? Or do ninja perk players still crouch walk quieter than non-ninja?
It probably almost doesn't matter because it's probably virtually completely silent.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably not any different than Ninja because Ninja couldn't make it quieter than they made it or something. Kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Which I like. I like when crouch walking is silent like that.
Yeah, there should be a benefit to it. I agree.
Yeah, because you have to move so slow.
So fucking slow.
It's the only benefit. It's not making sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, literally the only one. Yeah, you're right. And then ADS crouch walking now makes the player's footstep audio even quieter. Enemies should not hear the player when crouching outside of extreme close quarters. Again,
Cool.
I think we're a fan of that because you can't move slower unless you're crawling. So anyway,
Yeah.
While Ninja is equipped, core movements such as sprinting, jogging, and walking are now greatly reduced in volume and distance by roughly 50% compared to the alpha.
So it's dead silence.
Ninja got a thick buff, dude. Thick buff.
Yeah. Which I'm
What
not
was the
too
consensus?
pleased with.
I'm kind of furious. What was the consensus on Ninja in the alpha?
People said it was so broken it almost didn't work.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe 50% won't be as much as we're thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of people saying like, hey, I don't think Ninja does anything, right? Like it almost does nothing. So maybe, maybe 50% won't be as much as it sounds.
Again, I'm not super concerned yet because sound is not going to be as important in this game as it is in Modern Warfare because of the minimap. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's not the end of the world, but we'll see. And then ADS walking will also provide a significant stealth advantage when using Ninja. So, okay. Hit marker audio added new sounds for fatal versus non-fatal hit markers. Okay. Score streak audio, polished audio for some of them. Reduce the volume of the spy plane's locational pings. For the first time in a Black Ops game, spy plane pings are directional and locational based on where an enemy is when they're swept by the radar, allowing for pinpoint accuracy. As this is a new mechanic, we will continue to monitor and adjust as necessary. Okay. So basically, when you call in a UAV, it's going to have the same directional indicator on the minimap as if you got an advanced UAV in this game. Is the correct response. I don't know what to think of this. Any thoughts, TDS?
I don't think I like it. I don't think I like that. I don't understand it. I don't know why they would do that, actually.
Seems a little fucking strong, dude.
Seems extreme. And how many kills does that take? Like 5?
Yeah, not many. That seems a little fucking busted. And you know what?
Wait. Hold on. This is under audio, though. Is this...
Oh.
Cycling pings are
Yeah, you're right.
directional and
This is under
locational
audio.
based on where an enemy is.
What is a spy plane locational ping? You're right. This is under audio.
Huh. I don't understand that.
Yeah, we don't know what this means. I have no idea either. They either put this under the wrong category or we're fundamentally misunderstanding what this means. I don't think I was right, though. I don't think this is going to give you a visual indicator of direction. That would be so busted. I hope not. That's too strong. So
Yeah, It's something just to do with the audio. It has to be.
If someone is listening, if you see these alpha to beta patch notes and you go to spy plane audio and tell us what the second bullet point means, I would appreciate that. Because I have no idea what this means, and neither does Tanner. I don't get it. There's probably something that's obvious here if you played the alpha, but we didn't, so I don't know what this means. So, tweaked the bullet crack system to prevent players from hearing sounds when they shouldn't, and vice versa. Again, don't know what that means. So, moving on. Score streak system. We've increased the score reward for a number of objective-based game modes in objective score events to further incentivize playing the objective in the beta. These changes are in service of rewarding players of all playstyles fairly, whether it's the Slayer... Okay, I'm cringing reading this. Quote, whether it's the Slayers out in the dunes of Satellite or the OBJ players holding down the hard points in the jungles of Cartel. Don't add flavor to your patch notes. Don't do that.
You're pissed.
Just write the patch notes. Don't use flavorful, colorful language like Slayers out in the dunes. Fucking yikes. Anyways. Our philosophy acknowledges that players put themselves at considerable risk for playing the objective, and we don't want the risk of losing a streak to disincentivize objective play. Okay. At the same time, we want to avoid allowing players to game the system by waiting for streaks to build up before capturing objectives, which is why objectives don't count in streak multipliers. I love that. Holy shit. They perfectly summarized what my worries would be on both sides of this issue. They don't want it to be gameable. They even use the word game the system. But they also want to incentivize objective play. I love that their head is at the same point I'm at. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's smart that they explain it like that too.
And which is why objectives don't count in streak multipliers. That's really good. So that means the streak, like capturing B, is going to be a pretty big score bonus, or amount rather, but it's not going to be multiplicative in the same way that consecutive kills in the same life are. So that's really fucking good to hear. That's a great way to balance this. So I'm actually a huge fan of this so far. Moving on. As we continue to gather data and feedback on the new score streak system and kill streaking mechanics, the changes below reward objective players and require players to stick to their role more carefully to ramp their scores up. We recognize that there are hybrid styles that achieve both, and this system rewards players for the playstyle they gravitate to the most. So objective score rewards have been increased in Dom, kill confirmed, and hardpoint. These changes will reward any objective player and do not require or reward objective streaking, which I just said. Adjusted score streak rewards to reduce score streak spam and make score streaks more rewarding. So they've increased the amount of points required for every streak, is what that sounds like to me. Players will need to go on higher streaks in a single life to earn top tier score streaks. The curve has been flattened out on the low end and ramps up quickly as the player earns higher kill streak numbers. Very interesting. So basically, the first 5 or so streaks are going to be even closer in score to one another. But as you get further toward the last streak, the difference between different streaks, the gap widens a lot more. So it's just a sharper curve, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Perfect.
What are your thoughts, TDS?
Yeah, that sounds good. Because, I mean, that's what we were all worried about, was that, you know, people that are shit getting kills over different lives and building up streaks, which obviously they thought about, and that's not going to be the case. But, yeah, that sounds good. I like these changes they're making so far. Yeah. I can't wait. That's one of the biggest things I want to try out, actually, is the score streak system. I'm super interested in that part.
Yeah. It's impossible.
It's still kind of hard to understand until you actually play it. Mm-hmm. Like, I just need to play it for 5 minutes and be like, oh, okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I really like this. Yeah, I agree. I think this is, in theory, this sounds great. Because I would want it to be a pretty sharp incline toward the end of the number or the types of streaks, the most expensive ones. Reduce score streak cooldowns to offset these changes and allow players to cycle through streaks more often. Okay. I mean, reduced cooldowns shouldn't be a problem if you need a fuck ton of points to get a gunship. Because then to get 2 gunships, you're going to need to be getting like 2 fucking relentless medals. I don't think this is going to be a problem. Do you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Spawns. What else do we have here? Basically adjusted spawns. For Miami, spawns at the ends of the map have been pulled in closer. Holy shit. Dude. This is one of my favorite patch notes I've ever read. This is one of my biggest problems with Modern Warfare. Think of Euphrates. Euphrates Bridge playing 10s. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how far you spawn?
You spawn too far away. Think of Anaya Palace on 10s. You spawn way too far away. Apparently, this was an issue in Miami, so they're pulling them closer to the center. Fantastic. I love this change. I love this change. I'm really thrilled about this.
You don't like Grozna raids spawns?
Dude. How about Grozna? When you spawn in that back left corner, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, like in the middle of nowhere and you're running for like 3 minutes to see someone. Oh my God. I'm so glad they're even paying attention to shit like this. None of the spawn locations have changed at all for any map in MDub ever since beta. They've never touched the spawns. So this is great. I love this. I'm very happy about this. And then they added some new spawns. And then they changed up the spawn logic to reduce the distance at which an enemy player will influence the enemy team's spawn points. Okay. Okay. And they go into specifics about a couple maps, which I'm not going to get into. Vehicle damage tuning. Reworked the bullet damage mitigation model for tanks to provide a more consistent experience across weapon classes. This fixes issues where some guns seemed inordinately more powerful against vehicles than others. So basically, an LMG probably did a fuck ton of damage to tanks, and an assault rifle did like almost nothing. They've kind of flattened that curve. And then also adjusted the Cavalry Lancer weapon attachment to be more consistent across weapons, especially on LMGs. I don't know what this is. Probably some like FMJ-like attachment where it does more damage to vehicles. We'll continue to keep a close eye on tuning this for launch. Tanks reduced tank health to make launchers and C4 more effective counters and reduce the deadliness of the tank's shells splash damage.
You know what they should have just put in there? Remove tanks. That should have been the patch note instead.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll survive with those changes.
Those are at least in the right direction for sure, yeah. And then there's a list of bug fixes, which I'm not going to get into because it doesn't matter. There's, of course, going to be bugs, and they're going to fix them, so whatever. Additional updates. Ping system. Added locational ping system across all multiplayer modes, allowing players to ping objectives, loot locations, and enemies for teammates during a match using a D-pad or Z on keyboards by default. Okay, a ping system across all multiplayer modes. Tanner, what are your thoughts on this?
Dude, they are actually just trying to make a Battlefield game.
Right?
Like, what Call of Duty has changed a lot since the launch of Modern Warfare, and I thought it was just going to be a one-off, but they're actually just trying to destroy the Battlefield franchise. That's what like all of these things are from. I don't think it's necessary, but again, it's only going to help with things like visibility, and I don't think it'd be overpowered or anything, really. I don't see how it could be overpowered on small maps like that. I wonder how long it lasts when you ping.
Yeah.
That's the question. I wish that were in here, but
the way pings work in Warzone is kind of like perfect to me. Like it gives you the intel and then it lingers where you pinged, but it only lasts for like 2 seconds live, so it's not like busted.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm totally okay with the ping system. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, but I'm not against it at all. So just something different to learn, I guess. I have a feeling nobody will end up even pinging in multiplayer. Like if I'm shooting at somebody, I'm not going to have time to even ping them because I'm going to gun them down, right?
That's the thing.
So I don't think we'll even see much of it. So it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I like it
for certain game modes, like search and destroy, things like that.
Use the fuck out of it, yeah.
Yeah, the combined arms mode, but like regular sixes or something, I don't think we'll see it used because I'm just gonna kill the person.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm a fan of this though, because again, if the visibility does end up being dog shit, this is just another way to combat that. Like maybe someone will ping some guy sometimes, and even though I don't see him in the bushes, at least he got pinged, so now I can just shoot at the red fucking triangle or whatever. But yeah, I'm not mad about this at all. I actually quite like it. FOV slider on all platforms, which has been a hot topic in the Discord. Join the fucking Discord. Added field of view slider on all platforms to define the height is interesting, and width of the player's view in settings. Tanner, how do you think a field of view slider will work on all platforms?
So if you're playing on an Xbox One,
like.
Yeah, if you're playing on an Xbox One or a PS4 and you turn your field of view up to max settings, you're going to get 20 frames per second compared to your normal 35. So that's not going to be great. The wider field of view, the more the system has to render. So it's always going to use slightly more, processing power in order to display that. So, I mean, it's not a huge hit on PC in this game. There are certain games where it'll kind of destroy your frame rate, actually, depending on what your field of view is. But in Modern Warfare, I don't think it was ever a real big dip. So
it depends on your settings too, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, which they can't change still, as far as we know. Insert laugh track.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it'll run like dog shit on last gen consoles. Next gen consoles, it'll probably run pretty good. Not as good as PC, and on PC, obviously, it'll work very well.
Yeah.
Because we've had field of view sliders in Call of Duty since 2008.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So, yeah, whatever. This is, okay.
Wait, isn't that actually funny to think about? Holy shit. That's no joke. There's been a field of view slider in Call of Duty since like
not quite 2008, forever. But probably like 2012, yeah.
Well, Call of Duty 4 had it.
No, really?
I'm pretty sure Call of Duty 2 had a field of view slider.
I'm pretty sure you had to go into
it wasn't a physical it wasn't a physical slider, but everyone knew how to do that stuff, and that's how you edited things back then. Yeah, you didn't have a setting for everything. So you just typed /FOV and then you typed 120 and it changed it.
Console command, there you go.
So yeah. So welcome to 2008 console players.
True.
Get shit on.
True.
Buy a PC, absolutely. But yeah, it's good, I guess. Because if it's that much of a performance hit, then just don't change your FOV and pretend you're playing this game or Modern Warfare or whatever. It's not a big deal. So yeah, it's good, I guess. HUD visual toggles add the ability to toggle visuals for the compass, enemy, and ally health bars, hit markers, crosshairs, player names, and button hints in settings. So basically, that's actually interesting.
Go on.
Because I saw there was an actual screenshot of it that showed everything. It's cool that you can choose to turn that off, especially like ally hit markers did. I mean, not ally hit markers, ally health bars. Was there that setting in BO4?
Yes.
There was. Okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because so the game by default has a very cluttered HUD, I believe. But if you don't like that, you can turn a bunch of these things off, which I really wouldn't recommend, actually. Like the enemy health bars, you may think are annoying at first, but I would just get used to it and use them because it's going to benefit you in the long run, which we've talked about.
Which we have talked about, yeah. For ally health bars, my rule is if you're playing with your friends, turn it on so that you can tell if your friend is weak and you like need to help him now or not.
Yeah, that actually does help a lot because I remember that happening often. Like, so you would be like so you're playing like Contraband Dom and you're capping that flag and I'm behind you in BO4 and I could see that somebody's rushing you and I'm like, oh shit, I can tell he's one shot. Then instead of me like almost moving to get a flank on somebody or just like, oh, like Raz can take that, I'm going to fuck that guy's ass.
Yeah, just
because I can see that you're low health, you know?
Yep. Yeah, it was actually super clutch, yeah. And that scenario would happen pretty often too. Because I remember I would turn it on and off depending on if I was playing with like you, Ben, or no one. Because if I'm not playing with any of you guys,
changing that.
Get that shit off my screen. I don't care if my dipshit teammate dies. It doesn't matter to me. But if I'm playing with you guys, I would turn them on because it is a lot of like visual clutter, like you said. But you can absolutely save people's lives if you see that they're full health or not. So it's cool that you can turn it on and off. I kind of like that. And then other shit too. The compass. I didn't know there was even a compass in this game, dude. Why? I'm turning off the compass so fucking fast your head will spin, dude. I'm gonna do Kovacs before I play the beta, so that as soon as I get in the game, I can just snap to the settings menu, snap to that option, and turn it off. Because there's no reason to have a fucking compass in a game with a functioning mini-map. So
yeah,
keep that in mind for sure. Nameplates, this is interesting. Adjusted the rule set around when friendly player names would show to reduce instances where friendly nameplates would appear over enemies in certain situations. Now, in my beta review series of Modern Warfare, I talked about this exact problem, where I see some enemy who is 10 meters in front of me, and then a teammate who is 100 meters in front of me at the same point, just way farther away, and I would see my friendly teammate's nameplate above the enemy, even though the teammate is 100 meters from me and the enemy is 10. And then I would die because I would think that's a teammate. This is a problem in Modern Warfare, and it has been since beta. It has not been rectified, obviously, because no problem that has ever been in this game has been fixed, right? Never. So it's crazy and it's fantastic that they actually know about this problem and they're looking to fix it. That's really good.
Big news.
Yeah,
I like it.
Big news. Big fan of that. Dead zones, don't know what they are, don't care, buy a PC. Kill confirmed.
Something to do with controllers.
Yeah, something to do with controllers. Kill confirmed score limit. Don't care. Start spawn soft freeze. Oh, this is cool. We've enabled the ability for players to rotate their operator, swap weapons, ADS, and change stances during the pre-round timer. Not a big deal, but it's cool. You can do like weapon inspect while you're looking.
It's a big don't care for me.
Yeah, it's a big don't care, but yeah. This is interesting. Progression. We'll be introducing a deep progression system. Synchronized across multiplayer zombies and Warzone. Seamless transition, by the way. That deserves its own time in the spotlight, and we'll have more details in a dedicated blog as we get closer to launch. While players won't see this full progression system in the beta, you'll be able to rank up to certain levels to unlock additional content throughout both beta weekends. What do you think this means exactly? Because we already knew that there was going to be progression that linked all three. So did we learn anything different here or anything new?
The way they word it, deep progression, makes it sound like it's more of a prestige system. But I feel like if it was prestige, they would just say, oh, prestige system. So I think what they're doing is they've actually just been designing an entirely new progression system since when the word came out that prestige wasn't going to be in the game and everyone had a fit. So I think it's not actually completed and they don't actually, have it 100% done. So they're not going to discuss it yet. But it sounds to me like it's going to be more of a prestige system than anything else. I'm also curious as to why they italicized Warzone. Am I looking into that too much?
Well, Warzone is technically the name of a work of art, so it would be grammatically correct to italicize it because it's like the
Interesting.
title
Oh
of the
wow.
game.
So
Yeah.
okay. So their dev team can even write correctly.
Yeah, astonishingly, yeah.
This is a good community manager. Jeez.
Right.
Yeah, you're pretty much right though. There's not a whole lot of info here
Yeah.
other than what we already know.
It's weird that they included that in there, but I guess the main point here is that in this beta, there's going to be a lot more like leveling available than there was in the alpha.
Yeah.
So that's something, I guess. What that also means, though, is that during the beta, certain things will be locked until you unlock them. And in the alpha, there was leveling, but everything was unlocked automatically.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb, right? Or am I bugging? Do you want to have to unlock things in a beta?
Yeah.
I'd rather everything
I'd
just
like
be
to unlock
unlocked.
them. Well, you're lazy
Okay.
and you're shit. So
For sure, keep that in mind. So, anyways, that is it for the alpha to beta notes. But there's still a couple other things to consider here. Our good friend Tony Flame tweeted, if you like the gunsmith stat percentage readouts for attachments in alpha, just wait until you see the next layer of depth in the beta gunsmith, which we kind of went over. So our good friend J God, friend of the pod, said, bringing the fire.
why did I know you're gonna say that? I
Also-
knew you were gonna say friend of the pod.
Well, he is. He just doesn't know it yet. Also, can you speak on whether attachments are going to be additive or multiplicative? Which is a great question. And Tony Flame said additive. So now I'll explain what that means to Tanner and all of you, since none of you know what that means. So for
Ding, ding.
example, if there is a barrel that gives you plus 10% ADS time, and there's also an ammo conversion that gives you plus 10% ADS time, that doesn't mean that there is 110 and then 10% of that, which would be like, let me see, 110, 10% of 110 would be like an extra 21 or 22% ADS time. It's just a flat 20%, 10% plus 10%. This is basically compound versus simple interest. So if it was multiplicative, you would add an attachment that is 10% ADS speed, and then you have a new baseline, which is like 110% ADS speed. And then if you added another 10% ADS speed, it would be 10% of the 110%. And then it would be more than 120%. It would be like 121% or something. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. But multiplicative can get out of hand very quickly. So it's going to be additive. So if it's plus 10%, that's it. Just plus 10% from baseline. It does not like multiply. So yeah. Any thoughts on this, Tanner?
That's pretty much how I expected it to be. So no.
Yeah. It's how it should be, honestly. It's a lot simpler. You can abuse multiplicative anything very quickly. Like if you did all like 10% like movement speed, you'd be zooming real quick if it wasn't additive.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Elk Hounds with the Submarino. Let's fucking go. Elk, welcome back, brother. Thank you, sir. Honored, humbled, and privileged. Viger says, if you have 10,000% gold and the 5% is additive, you get 10,005% gold. If you have 10,000% gold and the 5% is multiplicative, you get 10,500% gold. Okay. Hey, true. Don't know, don't care, not looking into it. I don't know what 10,000% gold means. I think you need an actual number to make that example work. But I don't care. So we'll keep it in mind. Multiplicative means you get more. That's what matters. So anyway, that is now clear. What else do we have here? So Activision also has said that the progression system in the beta is specific to the beta only. No info on what the actual progression system will be when the game is live. So keep that in mind. Players can progress and rank up in the beta-specific leveling system, but I also do not think it's going to carry over to live. I'm almost positive of that. But Elk, thank you again, by the way, for the Subarino. And then I think we already went over this. Black Ops Cold War to feature 6's variants of larger maps. So this is just like in this game, there's like Anaya Palace, and then there's like Anaya Incursion, which is just a smaller part of Anaya Palace. And then there's also like Promenade, which is a smaller part of. Wait, no, hold on. Here we go. There's also like Scrapyard in Modern Warfare, which is a smaller part of Boneyard, which is a ground war map, which is a smaller part of Verdansk, which is the Warzone map. So it's recycled content on top of recycled content. They brought this back in this game, at least for 6's versus 12 variants. You said you're a fan of this, Tanner?
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan of the variants like that. I'm not a fan of them making a big map like Verdansk and then just taking every little area and designing a different map out of that.
Yeah.
But like in terms of if they made a brand new map and it had two variants, a larger version and a smaller version, I would love that.
Yeah. I think it does depend on if the map is good or not. So that's kind of a fair point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's fine. So anyway, that's been confirmed, but we talked about that. 2 new screenshots, which we already went over. Real quickly, beta PC requirements are posted. I'm not going to go into this because it's going to be uninteresting for me to read. But if you were curious what kind of system you would need to run it, Google Black Ops Cold War PC specification requirements. You can find that article. It is live.
It's not great. You don't have to have a good PC at all. It's like the same as Modern Warfare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, also Cold War beta.
Dude, actually,
go ahead.
The recommended video card is that old 970 that Gabe is
Really?
using right now. That's the recommended.
Recommended?
One.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. That's not even required. It's recommended.
He's going to be the only person in the world with a 10900K and a 970 graphics card. It's going to be so funny.
True. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to Gabriel Saul Perez, 28-year-old Hispanic male, Covina, California, Lyman Avenue.
29-year-old Hispanic male now.
Oh yeah, 29. Yeah, I gotta amend my command there. Black Ops Cold War beta bonus content. So if you play the beta, you get an SMG blueprint for Cold War. All you have to do is get level 10 in the beta, and you get the Mutual Animosity, change it, weapon blueprint, which looks like it looks like an Uzi to me, to be honest, with a scope on it and a monolithic suppressor. That's what it appears to be to me. And then also,
Uzi looks like
an Uzi, right? Yeah. And then also you get Russell Adler in COD Mobile as a new character to use. Now, I don't play COD Mobile, so I don't know or care what that entails. But if you were thinking of skipping the beta, consider at least getting level 10 so you get this bonus content here. It's not going to really matter.
Doesn't matter at all, actually.
Doesn't matter at all.
But you'll hit level 10 in 4 minutes.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that. And then lastly, some promo details. And this was leaked in the past. Don't remember where I found this, but nonetheless, there are codes for promotional items on Black Ops Cold War, and they're now officially announced way after the leak happened, which I believe I saw from Charlie Intel.
It was the one we had gone over a while ago.
Yeah. Yep. So you get, it looks like from Mountain Dew and Doritos, you just get different amounts of double XP codes from those items. And if you are curious what bag of Doritos has the code on it, don't worry. The logo is everywhere on the fucking bag. You literally can't miss it. So, yeah, that is that. Double XP. So stock up on your Mountain Dew and your Doritos. You can get some double XP in this game. And that is that. So, anything else to add here, Mr. TDS?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay. So yeah, that's all the news. Pretty big ep today. A lot of beta notes, which I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. Everyone on Twitter had been talking about the beta this weekend. And for like a whole day, I was excited. Like, damn, the beta's sooner than I thought. And then I realized it's only for PS4. And then I was malding. I was mad and balding. I was malding. So, Tanner and I are still going to have to wait another week. But we only have 7 more days so we can try the beta for 4 days. Are you going to be out of town during that time also? Or is it launch that you're out of town for? Yeah.
No, it's launch. Beta, I'll be here. I mean, I didn't ask for days off because I don't care. But I'll play it after work. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we'll get a couple of streams in, I'm sure. Wait, when does it go live for us? The 15th?
Thursday
the 15th.
Yeah,
okay.
the 15th, yeah. So Thursday after work, I'll be playing. One of us is going to stream every night for sure.
We'll keep that in mind.
Well, one of us is. If it's not you, then it's me. I'm telling you, one of us is going to stream every one of those nights. We're going to have to catch up on some Patreon recordings, by the way.
We do.
We have a pretty shit month ahead of us.
We'll
figure it out.
Well, get scammed.
Yeah, or we just won't. Hey, we won't. I'm kidding. We will, of course. Now, some iTunes reviews. By the way, we're going to be playing some Call of Duty after the stream. Tanner won't, but I will. So, if you guys want to see some gameplay, stick around for a little bit.
Insert laugh track. Any solo gameplay? Yikes.
I might recruit some players to play with. I might not.
Okay.
We'll see. This iTunes review, Kickflip, the Jumbotron of podcasts. If you rate the podcast 5 stars on iTunes and you write a review, I'll fucking read it. And that's what we're doing now. A great pod to get political opinions and updates. True. In addition, very kid-friendly. So if your car's Bluetooth decides to connect to your phone and starts playing the last pod ep you were listening to, no need to worry. Any dinner for twos in the chat? Keep up the good work, guys. I love to listen to my gameplay. Has improved since I started tuning in. Thank you, Kickflip806. Too many numbers, but also, this is one of the best reviews we've ever gotten. I actually laughed hard when I first read the first sentence. A great pod to get political opinions and updates. Fantastic. So thank you, Kick. Appreciate you, brother. Honored, humbled, and privileged. This next one is from Bosco Sticks. This is a less good review, but it is 5 stars, so I'll read it. Adoption Papers is the title of this review. Quote, I, Casey, being of sound mind and clear conscience, it would need to be my full name for this to be legally binding, by the way, hereby declare that I am taking up Andrew Davis to be my lawful son and pledge to take care of him and tend to his needs. Sounds a little gay. Gonna be honest.
There's anything wrong with that.
Absolutely not that there's anything wrong with that, but it does sound a little gay. Now, nothing wrong with being gay, but it sounds gay. That's all I'm saying. There really isn't anything wrong with being gay, by the way. We're not being ironic. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Unless you're not trying to be gay, then sounding gay is not what you intended. And this sounds gay. I'm not going to tend to your needs. That sounds gay. Okay? I'm not tending to some boy's needs. But I will adopt you as my son. So,
Well,
Your name is
okay.
Andrew Razinon now. Your name is actually Andrew Twitch.tv/Razinon. That's your last name now. Twitch.tv/Razinon. Mr. Twitch.tv/Razinon. That's how you signed all of your official legal documents going forward. But anyway, Andrew Davis, change your iTunes name, and also thank you for the review. Last one here from Captain Moistbeard. Right, Captain. Don't put Captain. Okay, this isn't a cereal box. Don't do that. Yo ho ho is the title of this review. Are you Santa Claus or are you a pirate? I can't tell. Because your name is Captain Moistbeard, but then you said yo ho ho. I guess ho 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 is Santa Claus. Doesn't matter. 5 stars to Tanner, who is a handsome dude and probably has great peace.
Indeed.
Okay. I have nothing to add to this review, but thank you for the analytics.
I mean, he's right.
You stupid bitch. Yeah, no, but Moistbeard for real, thank you. Appreciate it, brother. And that about wraps it up. Anything to add here, Tanner?
No, sir.
Real quick, I wanted to show you this, all of you. Charlie Intel. I had a sneaking suspicion that Charlie Intel listened to the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. Just a hunch, dude. Just a hunch, right? And we're fans of Charlie Intel on this podcast. I use them as a source and a reference more than anyone else. Very reliable, very punctual. They have an article on everything. Now, my problem with Charlie Intel has been that they are not capable of writing words in English. Right? They can't write an article. Now, look, I'm able to decipher what they mean, but I don't think I've ever read a Charlie Intel article that did not have glaring problems. I mean, offensive problems. Like an affront to the English language kind of problems, right? So I've said this quite often. And again, I love Charlie Intel, but they need better writers. And I have said, you guys need to hire some writers. Look what I saw on Twitter today. Charlie Intel tweeted on October 5th. Interested in joining the team here at Charlie Intel and writing content and articles for the site? Apply here. And there's a link to an application. So, maybe in the future, Charlie Intel will have articles that pass a minimum standard of acceptability for publication. Because their articles up to this time have not ever.
Well, we'll fucking see.
So we will fucking see. Now, Tanner, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, should I apply?
No.
And okay. And number 2, did we directly cause this job opening to happen?
Absolutely.
Do you really think so?
It just so happens he starts a podcast, and at the same time they start hiring writers.
True.
He was listening to you shit on him. He felt bad. He's like, this guy's right. And hey, I don't blame him. If, according to the articles, he writes every single one.
Yeah, true.
Actually, there's no other writer, so of course he needs help.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to have mistakes. He types it up and then sends it the fuck out, and nobody looks at it probably. Like,
no
actually.
one proofreads it, you mean? Yeah.
So
yeah.
he indeed needs some help with writing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you applied and started writing for them, they would promote you to CEO within 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So I don't want to shut them down.
I would submit on my resume for this job application. My only job title that I've ever had on my resume would be host of the hottest up and coming podcast in gaming, the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast.
Yeah.
Now that may disqualify me. It's possible, but it may not. I could also go in incognito and apply under the pen name Soren Obd Kierkegaard.
Okay. Yeah.
I could do it. And then get hired there, and then I'd be a mole. And I would
go undercover.
I would subtly reference our podcast for every single article. Maybe I'll do that.
Destroy him from the inside out.
So Charlie Intel, if you are listening and you get a job application from Soren Kierkegaard, delete that application. It's not going to be good for you. No, but in all seriousness, by the way, good move by Charlie Intel. As Tanner said, they have literally one dude fucking writing all the articles who's the CEO of the company, by the way. You're doing too much, brother. You got to delegate. Hire people, hire college kids to write this shit for you. They'll do a fine job and you'll have more time to, I don't know, roll in NDAs and banknotes from all the money you make. So that's good. I do think they listen to this podcast though, dude. I don't think it's a coincidence that they started their podcast. Speaking of which, my last and final note for this episode. I listened to episode 2 of the Charlie Intel podcast. Have you listened to any of it, TDS?
I started listening to one episode for a little bit, but
not very long, huh?
I didn't. Yeah, not for very long. Didn't have time.
You didn't have time, or you didn't have motivation?
I was trying to work out, and I was trying to listen to the Charlie Intel podcast, and those don't go well together.
Didn't mix for you? Yeah, interesting.
I mean, no podcasts do for me, so I turned it off and put on music. But I mean, I don't sit at a desk for 8 hours a day and have time to listen to podcasts. That's my thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I listened to this, I think yesterday. I listened to episode 2 in its entirety. You should actually give it a chance. It's actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I kind of liked it. I was relatively surprised to see I was surprised at 2 things. Three things. Number 1, it was very conversational and not at all scripted.
Good.
Which I actually really liked. It was very organic. The only thing that was scripted, even relatively scripted, I don't know how scripted, it didn't appear scripted at all. And if anything was like prepared, it was just like questions from the one British dude to the Charlie Intel CEO guy, Keshav.
The one British dude, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's British.
Keshav, yeah.
He's a Protestant dog. So we've talked about Protestant dogs on the podcast. That's a joke, by the way. Nothing wrong with being a Protestant. Anyways, yeah, but so yeah, number 1, I was surprised at how like organic and like pretty easy to listen to and conversational it was. Number 2, I was surprised at how critical Keshav, who is Charlie Intel, he's the guy, he's Charlie of Charlie Intel, basically. How critical he was of like Call of Duty in general. Cold War and Modern Warfare. He had a lot of critical shit to say about both of them. Now, he wasn't as incendiary as we are here on the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast. He didn't say, for example, that he wants to drag Joe Seacott into the street and shoot him in the back of the head execution style like a dog in game, of course. He didn't say that. But he was still quite critical of both franchises, which was surprising, given that he's like connected to Activision. So I thought that was interesting and surprising. And how many of his takes I actually agreed with. They were like sober, good takes. Like he was talking about skill-based matchmaking, and he was saying that he sort of agreed with us, sort of didn't. He said like it has a place, but it's way too like strong in this game. My opinion is that it doesn't have a place, but still he was saying it's overall like probably bad for the game.
Yeah, but you've also said though that like if it is going to be in the game, it should be not nearly as strong, and there should basically be. Don't usually say something like if they're going to have it, it needs to be like very low skilled players, like just from like 0 to 0.5 KD, and then everyone else above that gets filled in the same lobbies.
If they're going to
like
have it, yes, that's my position.
Yeah, like something like that is okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe so that's a good point, Tanner. Maybe we're even closer than I thought. But yeah, that also surprised me. Like he said a lot of things that I like pretty much agreed with. One of which, by the way, was him talking about Warzone transitioning to Cold War. Episode 2 of the Charlie Intel podcast. Go fucking listen to it. Hear it from the horse's mouth. This is a dude who signed NDAs who knows all about this. So either he was lying and pretending not to know, which I genuinely do not get that impression, Or number 2, when he said, I don't know what the fuck this transition means. And specifically, he said, Warzone is on the Modern Warfare engine, and it would not make sense for them to completely redo the engine. So I think Warzone is just going to stay on the Modern Warfare engine, and it's just going to be Modern Warfare with Cold War weapons and shit. He specifically said that, by the way. Now, I ask you, seamless transitioners, who is surprised and who is not surprised at all? Now,
I'm not surprised.
I'm also not surprised because Tanner and I, we have this cool organ in our bodies called a brain. And obviously, you can't make one game another game. It doesn't work. And Keshov made this very explicit in the podcast, and I was very excited to hear that. Not because it confirms anything, because I already know that, because again, I have a brain, right? But because he's disseminating this common sense idea to a wider audience. It was great to hear. So once again, seamless transitioners blown the fuck out. So I thought I would mention that. But in summary, if you like this podcast, the Charlie Intel podcast might be an interesting thing to look at. They talk. There's a lot less flavor than this podcast over there. We'll put it that way. For example, I don't anticipate they're going to talk about eating ass on the Charlie Intel podcast. Probably not. But it is very narrowly focused on Call of Duty. And if you like this podcast for that facet of it, you'll probably also like the Charlie Intel podcast. So I would suggest you guys go check that out. I actually found it to be better than I expected. And Tanner, I would say the same to you. I think you should give it a couple listens.
Yeah, I'll listen to it.
I think they do it once a week. That's
okay, cool.
what I think their frequency is. So, anyways, that is that. Just wanted to mention that. Dr. J-Web with the 6 gifty boys. Let's fucking go. Dr. J-Web has to be on top of the monthly gifted sub leaderboard. That is my guess for the number of gifted subs there, with a total of 106 gifted subs in this channel. The good doctor has bestowed upon us a glorious bounty this evening. Thank you, Dr. J-Web. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you for those 6 gifted subs, and for the 100 in the past in this channel, and for the 100 gifted to Tanner's fucking channel last week.
Indeed, dude.
Just fucking balling out of control. I'll take
Absolute
it.
God.
I'll take it. Yeah, thank you, Doc. I appreciate you, brother. Honored, humbled, and privileged, sir. And glad to have you here this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, young man. Now, speaking of support, the best way to support us, besides, of course, listening, is to join the fucking Patreon, which I've conveniently linked in the Twitch chat and can also be found, of course, in the show notes. Patreon.com/thedropshot. 4 bonus episodes per month for only $5 a month. So many people joining the Patreon. Get in on it. Go in the Discord and ask, hey, guys, is the Patreon worth it? See what fucking response you get. By the way, if someone says it's not, they're getting banned. So you're only seeing positive feedback. There's no chance you won't. No, I'm kidding. But for real, 4 bonus episodes a month for only $5. There's other goodies available. You can see full details on the site. Follow me on Twitter at Razinon. Twitch.tv/Razinon, where the pod is streamed live. Instagram, RazinontTTV. Tanner, where can we find you?
Find me on twitch.tv/TannerDropshot and Twitter at TannerDropshot.
And if you have Amazon Prime, you can go to your Twitch account, link your Amazon account. You get 1 free sub every month. Do it on Tanner's channel. It's included in the price of your Amazon Prime sub, so you've already paid for it. So you're basically giving Tanner money at no cost to you. So please do that if you have Amazon Prime. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. It helps immensely with the analytics. And tell your dipshit friends about us. If you write a review on iTunes with your 5 stars, I'll read it on the podcast. So if you want to advertise something or just make me say dumb shit, go ahead. Also, youtube.com/Razinon. I'm dumb close to fucking monetizing. Please, God damn it, go sub to me. I've gotten too few subs on YouTube and it makes me fucking mauled. Mad and bald. Mauled, right? I'm maulding that I don't have 1,000 subs on YouTube and I'm getting too few per day. We have 2,000 listeners, roughly, for every single episode of this shit podcast. And I know you all have a YouTube account, or you know what YouTube is. There are some boomers here, I get it, but even the boomers know what YouTube is these days. Go to youtube.com/fucking-Razinon and press subscribe. It's free, and then you're done. And then I'm that much closer to monetizing. I need 1,000 subs, and I'm at like 680, and I need more. So do it now. It's free. And then block me. I don't care. Just give me the sub number. That's all I need. So, in addition to full episodes of the podcast with video, you can also find gameplay breakdowns and clips for the podcast that you can share with your dipshit friends to entice them into getting scammed, just like you have. We also have 2 merch stores with some drip clothes, phone cases, shoes, duffel bags, bandanas, face masks, N95 masks, dog bandanas. Well, maybe we're out of stock on those, but just go to the merch store and you can search for N95 masks, see what comes up. Rep your favorite podcast over there on those 2 merch stores. They have slightly different selections, so look into it and see what you like. Join the fucking Discord, of course. 600 members, growing every day. A lot of valuable communications happening on the Discord, so get into that. And then last, but absolutely certainly not least. Oh, don't forget, we're doing a giveaway of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. I'm going to say a code word on Saturday. You DM me that code word before next Saturday, after that Saturday, and then you have a chance to win Cold War. Extra thanks to our Damascus patrons: Mr. Salmonella, Japrich, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, Rainman, Sandstoner, Tequila Sir Rockingbird, Face Esquire, Tyler H, Adam H, Sniff Hambone, Change It, Von Trapp, Optimus Primed, Can't Talk, Aussie Menace, Gododote, Josh V, Dreves, Papacito, Civ, Dread Pirate Robert, Sly, Dr. J Webb, Patrick C, Derek R, Wade M, It's Da Pickle, That Dirty Clap, Killicam, Pre-Shock, Garrett S, Michael C, Jada Pinkett, Lemur Party, Freeze, The Dave Daily, Read a Book, aka Evan, and extra special thank you to our one and only Obsidian patron, the Dropshot Patriarch, the one and only, the Vaping Viking. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for putting up with Tanner's Kabul level microphone this evening.
Well, we don't know if they put up with it. They may have all left by now if they're listening on the podcast apps.
Well, yeah. Have an excellent evening, of course, and as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.